welcome back to my channel. My name is Annelies and today I will be reviewing 3 re-releases by Zara. They are called Yellow Velvet, Orange Honey and Ruby Syrup. If you're like me and you love Zara fragrances, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I have several Zara fragrance review videos up already and I do plan on releasing a bunch more. Whenever Zara releases new fragrances, I will be there to review them. So like I said, today I will be reviewing Yellow Velvet, Orange Honey and Ruby Syrup. These are all fragrances that were first released in 2019. Then Zara re-released them in 2021. And now this year, 2023, they re-released them again. They are all eau de toilettes with 90 ml bottles and they retail for roughly 13 euros in Europe, roughly 20 US dollars and roughly 23 Canadian dollars. I'm just gonna tell you already that I have been a little bit sick the past few days, so I do have a cold. I'm fine now, I can use my nose again. I do smell the fragrances that I will be talking about, but that's just why I may sound a little bit nasal or my voice is a little bit hoarse. So yeah, just so you know, that is the reason. So back into the review, these 3 fragrances are basically, if you ask me, they are very similar to one another. I'd say they are about 85% similar to each other, especially in the dry down. So I will be talking about the differences between the 3, but just so you know already, there isn't a lot of difference. But yeah, they are all very fruity, fresh, floral, shampooey, shower jelly, happy, uplifting, girly fragrances. If you already know Orchid by Zara, which is basically a dupe for Victoria's Secret Bombshell, these are pretty similar to that one as well. So if you know those 2 fragrances, you kind of already have an idea of what these smell like, but let's just get a little bit deeper into them. I will start with Yellow Velvet. Yellow Velvet has notes of peach, orchid and vanilla in the base. And this was the first I tried, so when I sprayed it, I immediately thought of Orchid and Victoria's Secret Bombshell. They are definitely very, very similar to that. I think this one smells a little bit more shampooey, and that is probably the peach in here. I remember when Zara came out with Peach Glow. I believe it was chapter 5 or chapter 6. I actually made a video about those chapters. I will link it up here and down below in the description. But yeah, so Peach Glow of that series really gave me shower gel vibes and shampooey. Like I thought it smelled very shampooey. So that sort of tells me that peach mostly gives me that idea. And I have the same with this one. Although besides the peach, I kind of think this one has something tropical about it, because this sort of smells like a shower gel that I would use on vacation. Yeah, something tropical. I'm not sure exactly what that is, which is nice. It's very summery. This is definitely a fragrance that should be worn in summer, I would say, maybe even spring, but it's not a fall or winter scent. None of these are actually. I saw on Fragrantica that one of the main accords was vanilla. Now this does have a little bit of vanilla in the base, but honestly, I would not categorize this as a vanilla fragrance, or I would not have put that accord that high because it's there, but it's mostly fruity floral. Fruity floral, tropical, fresh. Those would be the accords that I would give this fragrance. It has a little bit of a sharp edge. Like it does smell sort of synthetic. Also, they all do, so I'm already saying things about the other fragrances, but that's just because they all have that in common. So yeah, it does smell like a typical Zara perfume that they've had for years, basically. But I do like it. It's nice, it's pleasant, it's uplifting. So yeah, in short, that was Yellow Velvet. Moving on to the second one, which is called Orange Honey. And this one has notes of orange blossom, neroli, and orchid. So like I said, pretty similar to the other 2, but this one, you do really pick up on that orange blossom, which is a note that I personally really, really love. So it has less of a fruity scent and more of a floral scent, even though I would still categorize this as a fruity floral, just more floral than fruit. Personally, I'm already liking this one a little bit more than the previous one because that sharp edge that I said Yellow Velvet had, I don't think this one has that. So it smells more creamy. Don't take that too literally. I don't know how to say it. It's just a little bit more easygoing than the previous one. But that just might be because I'm just an Orange Blossom fan, so that's maybe why I'm drawn to this one more. I just think it doesn't have that much of a synthetic vibe as the previous one, although it still has it. I saw on Fragrantica that it got compared to Jo Malone's Orange Blossom. I do get that comparison, but don't expect this one to be a dupe for the Jo Malone Orange Blossom one. Obviously, they have similarities. They are both Orange Blossom heavy. Jo Malone's Orange Blossom obviously has a much higher price point, whereas this one is like an Orange Blossom fragrance for beginners, let's say. It just smells more youthful. It smells more synthetic. I think it's nice, but again, just not the most sophisticated fragrance out there. But let's say if you like Orange Blossom by Jo Malone, or you like fragrances such as Orange by Hugo Boss. That was a fragrance that came out a long time ago, and I know it was pretty popular back then. I think if you liked that one, you might like this one as well. I'm not saying they smell identical, but they definitely have the same, it's just the same type of scent. So yeah, that was Orange Honey. And then the last one today is called Ruby Syrup. And this one has notes of grapefruit, honey, and orchid. I'm thinking this might be my favorite of this line. It has a little bit more sweetness than the other two. But again, the base pretty similar again to the other two. But the sweetness that I'm picking up on this one is actually pretty nice and pleasant. Also, this one does not have that little bit of a sharp edge that Yellow Velvet has. So I would say this is also a fruity floral, but it has a little bit of sweetness. I'm guessing that sweetness comes from the honey note, but I've got to be honest, if it said it was vanilla, I would not have noticed any difference. It doesn't really smell like honey. It just smells like a little bit of vanilla in the base, just like so many fragrances have. If you're looking for a real honey heavy fragrance, I don't really think this is it. Now, I saw on Fragrantica that this got compared to YSL's Libre. I own that one. It is one of my all-time favorites. And when I saw that, at first I was like, no, like where are people even getting this? It does not smell like Libre whatsoever. And then I started sniffing it with Libre in my mind. I kind of get where people get it from, but please don't think this is a substitute or a dupe for Libre, because that is not the case by any means. But something in the base here has a little bit of that DNA. It's sort of like you take the other two and Zara's Orchid, and then you sprinkle a little bit of vanilla or honey, just some sweetener on top, and a dash of YSL's Libre, and then you get this. I also saw that it got compared to Viva La Juicy by Juicy Couture. I don't know that fragrance well enough to really go in depth on the comparison with that one, but I definitely know that it has that same vibe as well. Fruity, floral, girly. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's just really the main sensation I'm getting from these three fragrances. So yeah, that was Ruby Syrup. Let me just recap real quickly. So besides having all the same base, this one is a little bit more shampoo-y than the other ones. It has a little bit of a tropical vibe and a little bit of a sharp edge. Orange Blossom is also fruity floral, but it has less of the fruit and more of the floral. You really get more of that Orange Blossom coming through. And then Ruby Syrup is a little bit sweeter than the other two, just a little bit, not that much. And it has about like 10 or 5% of YSL's Libre. So just to give you an idea on the differences of these three. Now, do you need all three? No. Do you need any of these three? You know, that's up to you. Personally, I'm not gonna keep any of these. I just feel like Zara this year and last year, they came out with such high quality fragrances. So these now smell a little bit, they're fun, they're cute. I don't dislike these scents, but I'm just gonna say it. I don't like saying this, but They do smell a little bit cheap, but fun and fresh and cute at the same time. So if you're just looking for a fun fragrance that is uplifting, that just smells like you've just had a shower and you just want to smell fresh and clean and you don't want to spend a lot of money because they are very budget friendly, then yeah, these are fine. But just don't expect high quality fragrances. Oh, and I almost forgot. I sometimes forget to say something about longevity and projection, but these are eau de toilettes. And honestly, they don't have the best performance. Don't expect to have beast mode performance, but honestly, they're not too bad either. Zara has released eau de parfums in the past that have way less longevity than these. So longevity wise and projection, I don't think these are terrible, but if you want to enjoy it all day long, then reapplying is necessary. And I also, to be honest, think that these in the dry down, even though the scent is still there, it just becomes sort of, yeah, just sort of basic really. The niceness that you get in the opening kind of disappears pretty quickly. But like I said, it's not the worst performing fragrance ever. And again, it's eau de toilette, so it does perform as an eau de toilette. So that is it for today. I hope this video was somewhat helpful. If it was, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, and again, subscribe if you want to see more Zara fragrance videos. Leave me a comment down below if you've tried these ones and what your thoughts are, and I hope to see you for the next one. Bye!